Hello, everybody. Welcome, all the artists. Come on in. Now, I understand that some of you may be asleep right now. I am home on spring break finally from teaching. My name is Lisa Short. I am the artist and curator behind the Primary Palette Art School, and I figured it's time you had a face to the name. I absolutely love teaching art. I do that every day, all the time. I get a little 2 week break here, so you're going to be seeing a lot of me, and I'm really excited to test out Skool live. Now, I know they've been making some adjustments to it, and so far, so good. I did a few test runs a moment ago, and it is working great. So, if you could drop me any feedback, if anything's lagging, if it's not working well, I want to communicate with the school and let them know how it's going. Okay. So, I gave it a good rating. I don't know if it also gives you the option to rate the feedback, like, how's the sound? How is the video? Is it lagging? Is it sounding good? Because we wanted to have a really high quality product here. So I've kind of held back from using it because last time I used it, it was pretty fuzzy. This time it seems like it's working really well. So I appreciate those upgrades they've done. I just had to throw that little spiel in there in case it goes blurry or fuzzy or isn't working. I want you to even just DM me and tell me that there was some lag or some problem or some sound issue. Okay. I got it all set up, and we have been doing botanical month art, and we're ready for lesson three. Lesson three, I was like, what do I love? Fruit. Okay, we're thinking about spring. We're thinking about things starting to grow. Obviously, it's going to be a little while before we are into blueberry season here in the US. I like to get them from the state of Michigan. They like to ship them down to us. I'm here in Indiana. And hey, if you're near by, drop me a DM. Maybe we could have an art meetup. That'd be so fun. And even if you're all around the world, I know we're in some different seasons. Some of you were already in summer break when we were in winter. Super jealous. I'd love for our snow. It was. We've had weird weather. We've had snow, then tornadoes, then beautiful sunshine and warm, and then snow again, and then now it's 30 some degrees outside again, and there's green grass. So we're just going to roll with whatever this weather is doing, and hopefully it will quit it and become sunny and beautiful, because I'm dreaming of summertime, picking fresh fruit, enjoying our time. I did a quick sketch here if you wanted to catch up with me on here. Again, my name is Lisa Short, and this is the Primary Palette Art School, and I am really excited today to share with you live our VIP member lesson. So I want other people to be able to experience it too and know what we're doing. Apparently, I'm visiting school headquarters today. And every once in a while, you can see one of my artworks pop out from behind me, like the Squishmallows, they're there. So you just have to deal with my silly side notes and have a good time. So I hope you're having a good time where you are today, whether it's early in the morning, in the evening, or you're taking a little lunch break to draw with me. So I was thinking blueberries. Now I'm not done designing my blueberries. We're going to have the little leaves come in here. So if you haven't made any blueberries, now if you look at them the way they grow, oftentimes you would think, that's where the stem goes, but it's not. Where the stem goes is actually just a little part that's attached here. And then that's the bottom. Okay. So, some people even like to do it when there's some little flowers on the plant. Draw it that way. You got to add the little texture here on this stick. I'm actually going to draw mine with crayons. Okay, that's not something we would normally think about with fine art. Literally, if you look on the internet anywhere, there are so many interesting things that artists are doing with just crayons of any kind. And it's just another way to deliver color to your paper. So don't think of these random art supplies that you have around your house as less than. This lesson is good for anybody, our beginners, intermediate, advanced, um, as many things as I've ever created. It's still fun to open a new box of crayons. It's just still fun to color. And we can use these in an advanced way too. So I'm just going to kind of keep coming in here with some of those. Now, I need to hunt around for another color. So I just went through and I picked out literally every blue color I could find. Why this one pack had so many blues, I just really don't know. It is so many blues. Um, I just love that. Now, I am going to do a little bit of mixed media here. I always have my Sharpie bag near me. was going to use the brown. I have a brown hiding in here somewhere. And I'm going to use that for the stick. Let's see what else I got hiding in here. You see? There it is in the bottom. Could also use a little black if you wanted to. It's up to you. It's your art. All right, that looks good. So I'm going to come through here and I'm going to do a little bit as light as I can. We'll kind of go along the bottom edge of it. What you'll do with this is you'll leave some light areas where your highlights are going to go, but I can add some texture coming in here. And we can make the other areas darker by just kind of going over it again or barely letting it touch the paper. You do whatever coloring idea you want to do. I'm really glad the Skool Life feature is working nice today. I'm so happy about that. Hopefully this whole thing works out really well and turns out really well, because then I'll use it a lot. So it's super good. Really excited about that. I love this platform. Hope you love it too. If you're new to this platform, it is really different than other social media because I feel like we have these communities and they're actually engaging and people are partaking in it. They're a part of it. It's like other places I go, it's like, okay, there's a group and they claim there's a zillion people in there, but you never see or hear from any of them. They probably forgot they were a member. I'm not exactly sure, but I love this because we're all in here together. I'm just going to drag some other colors across the top of this. You can have little green, little other colors hiding in your branch. That looks interesting. See how it's making a little ripple effect down here. Now you want to think about every single blue with exactly the same blue paper, right? So we have, here's a lighter blue. Let's test it out. I'm just going to color them on here and show you what I got. Now you don't have to do this to yours, but I just kind of want to show you what I got. Okay, so we have a lighter blue. We got this popped out of blue green. Indigo. That's going to come down here. That's really dark. That would be really good for some shadows. We're going to think value scale when we're working with this. I know like in my watercolor video painting, I was talking a lot about value. This one is called Beautiful. I have no idea what this is going to look like. Oh, it's how dark. Look how dark that is. Messed up my value scale. Beautiful. I didn't know what to expect from you. Now it's down there. Okay, so Beautiful is going to be one of those really great shadow colors. Gotta watch out and not grab the wrong ones of those. Let's see if I can keep them, stack them in order. Hide Beautiful down here at the bottom. I like that color though. It's a good one. Man, it's dark. It's a dark navy blue. I also have a little bit of yellow. I have a little bit of yellow green. And some regular green. I'm sure it wasn't called Greeniful or something. It'd be so strange color of green I didn't expect. And then I also grabbed this blue violet. Hide a little bit of shadow, real and unique, some unique colors into this. So we have all these different values and mixtures of colors that we can use. You know, I literally have a pretty decent variety going on in here too. We got some gray. I say let's add, you know, giving it a little bit of value dimension. And we think about value in black and white, really. It'd be interesting almost if we did one just grayscale with those two colors at the bottom. That would be unique. Okay, so let's do it. Let's think about which leaves are going to be the farthest away from us because those are going to be the ones that are lighter. They're just simply farther away. And I'm just going to come in here. Now pencil smears like crazy with yellow and any kind of crayon. So I'm just winging it today. And we might even come back in, who knows, and add some graphite back on top of it and make it a little more sketchy. And, you could blend yours out. You could lightly erase it and come back in with just the crayon values. I would be really, really, really interested to see how you guys are doing this. And, share in the comments below kind of what you're thinking here. I'm just going to start adding in these colors at random. I'm just going to have some fun with this today. That's how our leaves are going to have dimension. It's kind of like when I was painting the last leaf item. I just kept coming through and adding color and adding color and adding color to it. And layering these colors on top of each other. Now these leaves in the front are going to be way more bold. They're going to be super bold. I really have enjoyed this group so much, getting to see everybody's art and seeing what we're working on. Now, I know everybody gives a sales pitch when they're on here, right? But I just want to let you know, honestly, how I'm structuring this school and how you can be a member of it. My idea behind it, I spend a lot of time teaching. I love teaching art. This is my profession. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. And I really want to share that with other people. Put a little bit of gray on top of it. Kind of make it just vanish. Make it vanish a little into the background. And I want the school to be able to be used by anybody that is wanting to create art. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, when I was a kid and I would go get to the library and I'd get an art book, the book didn't say who the book was for. Sometimes it might, like one off random one, but not usually. It was for anybody who wanted to pick it up and draw with it. It was for anybody who wanted to create what was there. And I would try it all. So I never stayed in one section of the library. I didn't stay, even in the kids' drawing books, the book just said draw vehicles. It didn't say who could draw the vehicles. It said anybody could draw the vehicles. It was up to the librarian where they decided to hide the book, what shelf they put it on, how they categorized it. That was up to them. But that doesn't mean that one type of art is for anybody. It's all for everyone. So you can create any of the lessons through here. You can create anything that you're wanting to make, because a lot of it, you're all building skill. Even if you're a seasoned artist, I can't emphasize the benefit of practicing enough. There is no right way and wrong way to do any of this. I'm kind of treating this today more like a sketch where I'm just kind of coming in and having fun placing some colors and kind of seeing what builds out of it. It's playing around with my ideas. And I want you to do the same. So where's those really dark shadows going to come in? Where's the really light spaces? This might be good where you could do some scratching onto it. Almost like a scratch art board. If you put enough of the wax on there, you could almost just take another pencil or a tool and just scrape and add in where the white is. That would be that I like doing that with oil pastels too. You could almost use the back of a paintbrush and just drag it. Crayon is a little more tricky for that, but it is also very fun to do with that as well. I'm looking at these leaves and at the stems, and I'm thinking about where's the shadow going to go on these branches? Where's it hiding? Some shadows are going to pop up here and there. I know a lot of you like to use markers. You like to use gouache. You like to use anything. It doesn't matter what you want to color this with. I just wanted to experiment and show you that like any art supply you have around you is a good one. An art class, art experiences don't have to like wreck your wallet. It can be just as be thrifty with it, enjoy it. Okay, these are looking pretty good. There's a little bit of shadow hiding in there. Now these berries, I'm going to really pay attention to where the highlights are going to be on them because we want them to have the illusion of being round. So let's think about all these different colors we're working with here. maybe we come in with the gray at first, and we're going to think about where those little there's going to be some little shadow areas hiding, especially when it's casting a shadow onto another berry. The pressure you put is going to make the world of difference. Right up next to something, you're going to have a darker shadow, and then you need to pull it and kind of, maybe if I make this full screen, you can see it better. Let's try that. I don't know if that really adjusts your view, but we're going to see what it does. That's a little better, huh? I want you to come in and you're going to put just a little bit of pressure along the edge of that berry. If you find an overlapping one, you may have designed yours differently than mine. Okay, so and then we're going to see the back shadow of this, but then you're going to have a light area that shows up there, right? And then this berry is going to be on top of that berry. So we're going to have more shadow that works in around the bottom down here. Okay. So that's working pretty good. I'm just going to come around these and I'm just going to think of some spaces where the berry is going to have some shadow. We're going to have the light kind of coming down like this, shining on them as they're growing on the blueberry bush. And we're going to see where all those shadows are hiding. And they got sometimes that little extra piece in there. I don't know how familiar you are with the way different fruit grows. I love to garden. My family members have tons of blueberries just planted in their yard. Something family did over time, and for others to share. Luckily, still have the same land, same place, so we can still visit, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have little traditions, little interesting things you can pass down. Okay, so what I want to do, I do want to take my eraser in here. Work on getting that out of there. Perfect. All right, let's find that. Where you at, Blutiful? Is this you? Sure is. Yeah, I'm going to come here with Blutiful very carefully and add a shadow on top of the shadow. Blend it a little bit. I'm going to let those berries bump like that. This one's going to have a shadow down lower. And again, just have some fun laying in the colors, getting up around these edges, because you're going to have these little pockets of interest that are showing up. You want to blend it lightly back and forth, but leave that edge smooth if you can. We'll pick that out of there. Blend that color up a little bit. Come in next to, leave a little bit of that gray show. Leave a little bit of a show, even some blue, helping the shadows on these leaves. Let a little bit of that gray show. And we'll have that darker blue hiding inside. We'll that one be lighter on that way, that edge. And you can make them all a little bit different. That's the cool part. Because depending on which way they're facing, which way the light is hitting them, again, we'll come up in here in the darker part. A little bit, add that. Now I'm doing mine quick. You can do it slower. It's up to you how you create these blueberries. Got a little bit of highlight hiding down on the other part. We'll tuck in some more shadow here and there. That one's going to have a little bit of shadow. Cast shadow down on it. That's looking cool. We're going to take some regular blue. Kind of tuck that around in there. Blend a little bit. Blend a little bit around the edge. Looking good. Good. I'm going to kind of think about where these highlight areas are going to stay. I don't want to get in them. Where's your main? This one's going to have a few different highlight areas because of how it's turned. That one's going to be really bright there. So that one's edge is going to be a little bit darker coming in. It's going to be neat with all the different colors of blue on here. It'd be really cool to see. I can't wait to see how yours are turning out. Very awesome. Okay, so that's a really bright blue. That's my favorite blue. I'll come in here. Those light areas, you got to hit them very lightly. Start kind of blending in some other colors around them. Basically color mixing. So we're laying in these different kind of tones of blue right on top of each other. And this, I'm going to leave it a little bit lighter right there. A little bit lighter right there. Now this come around the edge. This one's facing me, so in there is going to be a little bit darker. I'll leave the light spaces. You can actually almost leave it all the way white. You can get as close as you want to. I'm going to keep that good highlight area going in there. Less is more sometimes. Yeah, they're really starting to get that three-dimensional look. I'm enjoying that. These are looking really nice. How is yours coming along? Let me know down in the comments. This is really good. Kind of come in with that. Where's Beautiful? Where'd you go, Beautiful? We're losing the dimension there. There it is. There, we fixed it. Try these two for now. I'm going to come in and blend that a little bit. This berry's going to be very light on the top. A lot of sunshine coming down on top of that berry right there. You guys are doing great. Feel free to pause it, fast forward it, just watch it, whatever you feel like doing with this video. That one's getting a lot of shadow stuck under everybody else. And that one's going to have a circle area. Kind of switch back and forth a lot. I'm going to have that lighter part of that berry there. I'm going to go on a hunt for this color. It's a good one. Okay, so now I'm going to come through and kind of blend the edges of these. Got these two in the middle. That one's kind of overlapping this one. The more layers you do, the better it's going to overlap and the happier with it you're going to be. I'm going to keep my dark. Here's some indigo. I'm going to sneak that guy in there a little bit. All of it is to fool the viewer's eye with your lights and your darks. Make sure you leave light shining on that berry there. I'm going to smooth these two together. We want it to become one thing together. Or is it blending? Looking good. So the more layers of the wax that you put on there, the better it's going to look. So I'm going to come in this one right here, and then I'm going to just start adding a darker edge. And sometimes it does scrape away the other part, and it's fine. Think of shading a sphere, okay? So if I have a sphere, and this has nothing to do with our berry drawing, don't draw this. If you want just a berry drawing. If the light is coming there to this dot, everything else, so if it's coming to that dot, sorry, I didn't scoot over. Everything else, farthest from it, is going to be really dark. Okay? Again, this video is for everybody. You're going to have this light edge if it's down low and on the ground and it's reflecting. Okay, you'll end up with this like little cast shadow thing. Now these are in the air, so you're not going to have a whole lot of that. But you have to think about there's sometimes reflected light. Like even if it's on a berry and it's bouncing off another berry onto it, for that realism piece, well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to change what you're doing? And then the shape of this, imagine it in rings of color, okay? Imagine rings of light and dark as it comes down. So when you get to here, you're just going to have a sliver. When you come up a little bit more, it's another ring that goes around. But those rings blend together smoothly, and our eyes help blend the two, okay? So as you approach up here, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter until it almost goes away, all right? And then you come back over, and if it's not blended, you just blend it more. You come back over on top of it, okay? So that's looking really good. So you want to, again, that's a very messy version. Quick sketch. You don't have to add that next to your berry picture, okay? But what you can do is continue this idea of blending to make it round. So if you got, I even have a yellow. Oh, little sunshine. Can't even see my sunshine. It's so yellow. Okay. When that sun comes shining down on it. So, you just stop and you pause and you look at it and, did you go around to each one? Did you add enough shadow? This one, I didn't. It's far away down here on the edge. It's going to have a darker edge. So now you're just adding in these little bits, these little blending marks. You can leave it sketchy. If you're a person that likes to blend things super smooth, blend it super smooth. Take a white crayon and go over top of it and see if it blends it any. It's up to you how this part looks like it needs more dark. And even coming in here, we got a lot of blues. Adding a little bit of that purpley into some of the shadow areas makes a difference. Okay. Now don't neglect your leaves back here. I haven't got to that part yet. Don't neglect your leaves back there. I would say this is a good little quick exercise in, growing plants, multiple angles of something, having a shadow. I am going to just flat out take some black in here and just a little bit here and there. Now those leaves are going to be a little bit more faint. These up here might have a little bit of actual shadow coming in on the leaves, making them darker. And you can use other colors for shadow. We talked about using our gray. We talked about using just a variety. Okay, let's find our bright blue again. I want a really bright one. Here it is. It rolled away. So I was going to add a little bit of this one in, more dimensional. You can even use it on some of the leaves to make them a little brighter if you want. Want them disappearing a little bit in the background, you can. Now, if you wanted to shade a little colorful background or something behind these, you can. I'm just doing that on a whim. It's going to shake my other computer camera a lot. Trying to color like that. It doesn't have to be gray even. Whatever you feel like. Just something. A little blueberry sketch. It'll make the light colors on the berries pop a little more. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Now you obviously can keep shading on it more if you want to. I'm treating this as just a little sketch exercise. You could have done it as a whole project. It would even look nice framed. You could do a little framed blueberry. I'm enjoying the little bit messy look of it today. So there's a fun little exercise with our blueberries, I hope. And I'll hold it up to the camera a little bit closer. Okay. The leaves, definitely, I would work a little bit more on those. Add in some more shadow around the edges. Even these lighter ones, that's where the gray comes in helpful. You can add a shadow to it and it doesn't, because leaves are they twist and they turn. They're not just flat. Some sides are higher than the others. Some are lower. Coming in here and Giving that 3D look a little bit of a boost on them is a good thing. So that's turned out really good. I hope you guys have had a good time with this as well. So I'll leave full screen on that. We'll see how that goes. Thank you. So this was a lot of fun. So again, this is in our advanced library of art. And if you wanted to become a VIP member, it's on sale right now until the 1st of April. And then it's going to go back up to its normal number. So right now it's at 27 a month. And then there's a yearly price on there too. Also, when it goes back up to its normal price, it's 39. And that's really a savings compared to if you go to an actual art studio. It's could be anywhere between $20 to $40 a lesson plus materials, and that's really fun and it's really great. But at the same time, it doesn't always fit into our schedules or our budget. Now, I also made the premium level because there's families that want to participate in art too. You have multiple people in your household, and by the time you all try to pay $40 to go to one class, it's maybe you all get to do one. And I don't want it to be that way. I want art to be accessible to people. I love sharing this with all of you, and I think having that membership at $19 a month is for the whole family, for anybody in your household is great. And that's going to be on sale until the first two. So that's my other little surprise. I'm going to sell it for $10 a month, and that'll stay your price. Your price will not increase. So when it goes back up, if you take the $10 a month premium or the $27 a month VIP, where you have access to the whole entire site, the beginner and the advanced lessons, and it all on demand because we are a worldwide group, and I want everybody to be able to again work on that when they feel most comfortable, when it works into their schedule. So I don't want people to be stuck on, oh, she's doing a live on Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern time, US time, and I have to be there. That's a little difficult. I also always put these replays out, so the replays can be available as well. So I hope you had fun with this today. Again, this is lesson 3 in Botanical Month. I hope you had fun drawing with me today. And use any art supplies that you enjoy. Please start sharing some stuff out in the community. I know some of you have been working on the 7-day sketchbook. Now, there's no pressure to, you don't have to, but it's really fun. We love to see what you're making. And I did that on purpose like this. It doesn't have to be something perfect. What did you learn? What did you try? What was interesting to you? All right. Well, I appreciate you all, artists. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye.